What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Mo, the realist gamer here, and today I wouldn't say a special video, but I have here the most useful item I've found in Genshin Impact so far. And I'll go as far as to say it's probably the most useful item that'll ever pop up in Genshin Impact. Now, for those of you who have started doing any reputation quests and have gotten to this point, you probably know what this is. But for those of you who haven't, let me entice you to actually getting this item. Now, as you can see from the screen, this is a Geo Treasure Compass. Now, there is obviously an Animo Treasure Compass if you got your reputation points in Mondstadt as opposed to Liyue. But I decided to get my points in Liyue since I was missing more chests in Liyue for the achievements and whatnot. So I decided to go for this first. Now, what this item does is essentially what the name suggests. It's search for chests, much like how you would search for different clues when you're doing bounties. So if you've done bounties, obviously if you've gotten the item, you've done bounties, so you know what the bounties are. So essentially, how you use it is you go to your menu wheel, and then you see on the far right there's a circle, and it functions the same way as it does with the bounty searches. So it'll directly um, literally show you an arrow point, and you just follow the arrow as much on the line as you can, and it'll directly lead you to treasure. Now, as you can see, I have a treasure right here as a tester because I didn't immediately collect it, but essentially, and it also has a very long cooldown. I think the only thing that's negative about it is the cooldown. But in hindsight, when you're immediately searching for treasure and this thing immediately locates treasure, and it's an infinite use item, by the way, 30 seconds of cooldown is not the most horrible thing. So let me try to use it again. So you see, so if you've done bounties, you know when you do an elemental site, it triggers this little squiggly line arrow, and it leads to what your next target point is, and essentially that's pretty much how it leads to treasure. Now, I will say also that um I think I tracked to a challenge, if I'm not mistaken. So it might track to everything that has a chest, or I could be mistaken. It may not track directly to challenges and puzzles of the nature, things that don't immediately show up chests on the map. But if a chest is already on the map in any way, shape, or form, the chest is like already on the map. Once you use this, it'll immediately look at that. So you just track to the next available chest, and you don't have to actually be anywhere close to it. It'll just track to the next available chest. So definitely go for that item on your reputation boards. Don't even beeline to the wings if you absolutely need the swag and you want to get the wings, sure. But I will say that the most useful item on the reputation board and for the update, as far as I'm concerned, is literally the XP tracker, which is this treasure tracker. This is literally XP tracking, some minor item tracking. I mean, most of the items are kind of useful for the most part. I think the only things that are really useful are the weapon enhancement stones, but they're not all too useful in comparison to the rare stones, but it's still something. But the most useful feature of this is it literally will get you to wrap up your achievements if you're really into
These
achievements.
bombs so
But more
heavy.
importantly, it'll literally get you free experience because it'll track the chests that are on the map, and it's a permanent use item. So you can use it however much you want to use it. It will never run out once you craft it. And this particular Geo one costs 10 treasure insignias, 30 core lapis, and 50 crystal chunks. I don't know what the animal one costs, but that's what the Geo one costs. So it's not a steep cost to create it either. Pretty much just the cost of crafting any prototype sword or any prototype weapon. Essentially the requirements are just barely more than that. So definitely one of the most useful items. So I would recommend, if you're into collecting treasures, which I don't understand why you would be playing a game as exploration heavy as Genshin and not care about treasures, but if you're really into treasure, I'd suggest you stop at the reputation 6 in either Leeway or Mondstadt. I mean, either Leeway or Mondstadt, right? And collect that forging recipe for the treasure tracker, and immediately once you get that, you go get the other reputation to 6. I wouldn't recommend pushing straight for any one of the wings, even if you want to. I'm just saying the most useful route is to stop at 6 and then get either Mondstadt or Leeway to 6, depending on which one you got first, and then you can push from there to get the wings. But definitely your first priority should be the treasure trackers. These are like the most amazing item on the reputation boards by far. And I'm gonna vouch for that because you just saw it in action. This thing is amazing. If you like the video, make sure to drop a like, comment types of videos you want to see in the future. Um, it doesn't have to be Genshin related. I'm probably gonna make a playthrough of Demon Souls because I did get Demon Souls for PS5 as well, so I might do a playthrough of Demon Souls. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys on the next one.